Shalom everyone. So today I just wanted to give you a quick look at some of the things that we are using this year for our curriculum. And these things are interchangeable, are used interchangeably. We don't go through an entire book. We just kind of like pick certain things from the books. We combine different resources. I am trying to stay away. My goal is to stay away from the typical homeschool curriculum and to build a curriculum that is more suited for us, for my children. And one of the things that I absolutely love using are these McGraw-Hill reading books. And the first one that I've ever found, I picked it up actually at a thrift store, and I actually love them. They have the stories that you would find as regular books. They have poems, they have stories from, see, this is a book that I have seen. I think we have taken this book out from the library before, and then at the end of each story they have activities, they have comprehension questions, all sorts of things, and I absolutely love that about these books. So we will be using these books quite a bit this year. Okay, and this is just for you to take a quick look of what it looks like. And we have another one that I think this one is the second grade one, and how you can tell usually with these books are the grade level. Yeah, this is the second grade. So we did a lot in this book already, and I have already purchased the third grade book, so we will be doing more work in that book. Another thing that we will be working on, not so much though, more so in the summer months than in the winter months, are chapter books and accompanying them with audiobooks. And I thought that this was a really great idea. My friend over at Lakeshore Academy, Tina, she had made the suggestion. She does this with her son, and I tried it out with my children, and it works absolutely well. We already did Mr. Popper's Penguins. This is what we are currently working through right now, and we will continue to work on this method. It works out perfectly. So bananagrams, this is something else that we will be working through. And it's funny because I had purchased this book in a teacher's store because I couldn't find it anywhere, and then I went to Five Below and I saw it for a lot cheaper than what I originally paid for it. So we will be using this book a lot. And just for spelling, you know, this is another way, great for spelling, and just putting a different spin on learning. So this is another thing that we will be using. Ticket to Ride. I saw this game originally when Carla, she is an unschooling mother. She unschools her 6 children, and she had the version of this game that is for older students, and I thought that I'd buy this game. I found it at Target, and I thought I would give this game a try with my younger students, and we're looking forward to playing it. So we'll be doing a lot of games this year, as we have been doing, but we're kind of stepping up our game level, and we are trying new games. So this is one of the few games that I have purchased this year. This is a science book that I found at the thrift store, and I like books that are older, books that are school textbooks. I don't know, I just gravitate to them, and I like the content that it has in it. And we will be doing some of the things in here. I don't, like I said before, we don't really focus on one book and dissect it and go through it. We kind of like pick out what benefits us most when for learning, and we go with that. So this is one of the books that we'll be doing that with. Also for science, I'll be using this Maker Lab book that I found at Costco over the summer, and I absolutely love this book. I mean, it has some really great fun experiments in here. I mean, I have been really getting a lot of books from Costco, and I will be using them definitely for our homeschool curriculum. And you know, so I just wanted to show you what this looks like. I showed this on Instagram and people were flocking to it. They were really excited to go and find it for themselves. So I love this book. We've already done some experiments in here already, and we will continue to go through it. Okay, so How to Be Good at Math is another book that I have picked up at Costco, and this covers all of the elementary math. Everything from basic addition and subtraction to calculating percentages, decimals, fractions, all sorts of things. So we will be using these actually as textbooks. Times Tales is a DVD that we've had for a couple of years now, and we will continue to be using this to reinforce our math facts. First language lessons, I've always used this over the years. This is a great program, and this is another program that we will continue to use as well. Life of Fred, I think we will probably be using this for until my kids are in college. I love this series, and it just I can't say enough good things about it, and we will definitely be using this. We're almost finished with this book. We'll be moving on to dogs, and I just absolutely love Life of Fred. We will be doing nature and animal studies this year, so this is another book that we will be using as a textbook. So that means I have 2 of them. I like these see-through pages. I love the content. I love the layout of the book. It is a great book. Another book that I have picked up from Costco, and this is going to be well used and well loved. And I also picked up the Human Body book to this, for those of you who have not checked us out on Instagram. So there's more than one book to this. They have the space book, they have the dinosaur book, and the Human Body book, and this Animal Kingdom book. Matthew C, we will most likely continue with Matthew C. However, I'm kind of on the fence about it, even though I do like the program, but I'm thinking that we will still continue with it. So for now it's in, but I may change my mind later. We have this type-in instruction program here that I picked up from Timberdoodle, and we will start on typing this year. We will continue to use these nonfiction bilingual mini books, and this is what they look like. So we will continue. Writing Wells is definitely one of my favorite books. I love the content, I love the wording of the book, and it's a pretty thin book, but it kind of gets to the point, and it's a guide for proper writing techniques. It covers all of these things: punctuation, proofing, sentence structure, editing, style, and grammar. and we have been working through these for a while now. This is something that I would keep using over and over again over the years, and it goes up to grade 7. So for primary and secondary level, we will be using this. These Carson and DeLosa books, as well as the other books that I'm about to show you, these are some of the things that I use to make copies of. We go over them in a lesson. I actually make it into a lesson, and this is what goes into their binders. I don't like to use a conventional workbook per se, to just rip it out and throw it in a binder. I actually like to stand and go over and teach it and reinforce. So this is one of the books that we'll be using. Another book is this Spectrum Phonics book, grade 3. We will be using this as well. And also we will be using evidence-based writing. This is also a Carson and DeLosa book for 3rd grade. And we have started doing some of the stuff in here already. Of course, we will continue to work in this book. This is a kids' herb book, and we have been working through this already. We have been covering the herbs. There are about 16 herbs that this book goes over, and in my previous video on our nature journals, I get a little bit more in depth about this book. We are really enjoying this book, and we pair it up with the Wildcraft game, so we will definitely continue to work on that book. So we will also be using these Moby activity dice, and they are addition and subtraction. Let me see if you would be able to see it. So it has the numbers and all of the different signs: addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. So we'll be working on these. We'll also be working on these Rory Story cubes. We have been using these both already, and we'll just continue to work on them. So Evan Moore books, I have been using Evan Moore books for a long time now, for years now, and I absolutely love Evan Moore books. I love the content. We will be using not only this one, we use different ones, but this is one that I had close by me to just kind of show you. And we do a lot of writing and a lot of sentence structure, paragraph building, so we will be working in this a lot this year. So this grammar practice book I had actually found at the thrift store, and we will be going over this lightly, but we will be going over it. I like using these books just for a little variation, to bring out a lesson that we may have covered, so we will continue to use these books. And finally, about things I do start writing, and this is a great book because it kind of teaches children the different types of writing, the different things that they can use, making bulletins, posters, poems, descriptive writing, newspapers. So I really like the content in this as well, and it uses fun little stories to kind of get them to prompt them to write. So we are covering, as you can tell, writing really, we have been covering it heavily, and we will continue to do so, as well as math. Those are our core subjects that we are really going to focus on. For social studies and science, it's not going to be as heavy, although we will be doing different things. We go out once a month for a science class in our locally, and we do cooking outside of the home. We do different things outside of the home for social studies when we're learning about different people in history. We do more of a baking and books / lunch and literature, which I will do another video on. And we also, of course, we do Bible, and I have stated that in previous videos. Anyway, I thank you for watching and stay tuned for more.